We are back. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the National Hockey League and welcome inside Scotiabank Arena across all Maple Leaf social platforms as well. Unsportsmanlike content is on the air once again. We got a special guest from Sportsnet, Kenny Reid. Kenny, how are you?
I'm awesome, and I can't wait to see who the real special guest is in the empty chair. This is like Oprah or something.
This is big. This is big. We've got some rock royalty on the way. Thanks for being a part of this. We've got some time. Toronto traffic will delay things, as we all know, but he is on the way. So he'll join us in just a few moments. We, of course, are talking about Paul Langlois from the Tragically Hip, expected to join us momentarily. But Kenny, while we've got some time, you and I had some years working together on the desk at Sportsnet. You're one of our favorites to watch.
I took you to the Taste of Danforth. First time you ever went to the Taste of Danforth.
Yeah.
When they used to have it. I love the Taste of the Danforth.
That's back in the day. We did 6 shows on a Sunday. Things have changed a little bit, but you're still doing great stuff. You and Ivanka, we catch you after every big game. You seem to be the guys that kind of break it all down for us. The career. Let's just maybe start right there. Can you believe you're still employed, first of all?
First off, no. I can't believe people let me talk for a living. Like my father says, you never shut up. I'm glad you found a way to make a living at it.
All those guys back in Pictou.
Oh, yeah.
Can't believe you didn't do what your dad done.
Look at you, Hollywood. Why weren't you a big doctor? Well, I wasn't smart enough, Pictou. That's why. But yeah, I love my job. I'm lucky I get to talk sports, and it's a blast. And as I told you right before we came on, if it's not fun, I don't want to do it. We get the serious stuff. I'll do that as well. It's part of my job. I enjoy it. But I'm lucky. I'm blessed. I love what I do. I get to hang out in rinks and watch people on escalators. It's a blast.
Hey, and the one thing I always appreciate about your style, not only the humor and keeping it light, but you're still old school. You like the fights. You're not hiding from the fact that guys skate around in a circle, smash each other, and then afterwards, there's a few cold beers.
Well,
the way the good Lord intended this game to be.
Exactly. Darcy Tucker and Shane Corson just walked by.
Yeah.
I mean, how can you not love players like Darcy Tucker and Shane Corson? And I think why people over the years have loved their Tuckers, loved their Corsons, loved their Clarks, is because when a Wendell, a Shane, or a Darcy gets on the ice, I think the average fan goes, if I had a chance, that's how I'd do it.
Yep.
Because they're all out every
right.
shift. If I had a chance, that's how I'd want to play. And that's the game that appeals to me. You know, I was brought up on 80s hockey. I loved finesse and I loved accountability. And I'm old school, and I'm not afraid to go on national television and say, I like hockey fights, because there's not a lot of people who say it anymore, to be honest.
Finally, somebody had the guts to say it. We're, of course, going to get into the Oilers and the Maple Leafs going head-to-head tonight. What a matchup tonight when you talk about McDavid, Draisaitl, Matthews, Nylander, all kinds of storylines like Troy Stetcher, who's facing off against his old team. Of course, trips to the finals as a member of the Oil. He comes to Toronto, as we all know, via the waiver wire. So this is a big one for him. We'll hear from Troy coming up a little later in the show. But, Kenny, I wanted to ask you a few more things while I've got you, and that is, you've got a little side hustle on the go. You are an author of all things behind-the-scenes hockey, and you've got 8 books now, including the latest. I think I'm going to hold this one up properly. The Next One by Kenny Reid. Tell us a little bit about the next one, Hockey Scouts, Remote Rinks, and Hidden Talent, because you seem to always uncover these gems.
I like hockey stories. I don't like numbers. As my wife says, people don't remember numbers, they remember stories. This is 15 Hockey Scouts just sitting back and giving you some stories. The title's a little misleading because it's not about how do you find that next hockey player. It's the stories that went into finding that next hockey player. Stories on the road. Where did these guys come from? I mean, for example, Jerry McNamara, his first real gig as a Leaf scout in 1972 was going to Sweden. He went over to Sweden in December 72, and he had the entire country to himself. He came back with Börje Salming a few months later and Inge Hammerstrom. So that story's in there. Jerry also talks about his draft record with the Leafs, which was outstanding while he was the GM. But it's just great stories. I mean, there's guys in here that end up in the pages of Sports Illustrated for the sheer violence they encountered on the ice. There's road stories about being in a 1988 Ford Tempo with the bottom of it running across Manitoba to go see Aaron Asham. It's just what goes into finding the next great hockey player, but mostly what goes into finding the next great third or fourth liner, because that's where these scouts make their money.
Right.
You and I could go to a game in Erie a few years and go, oh, Connor McDavid, he's good. Yeah, no kidding, Sherlock. Thanks a lot for your work. But how do you find those?
The nuggets a little deeper.
How do you find the nuggets? That's what this is about, absolutely.
What did you learn about this one? Because I would imagine through every book you learned something about yourself, about the work you're researching, about individuals. What was your takeaway?
I learned that a scout is all about establishing trust. And trust means...
And hotel points.
And hotel points. Yeah, that's in there too.
It better be.
And trust is, how has that player let me trust him? That I can trust myself to pick him. And what that means is you see the player a lot, you see the player in a ton of different situations, but what I learned most about trust is you're not only trusting that player on the ice, you get to know who he is, hopefully off the ice. And is he the right fit? Is he mentally strong enough? Does he have what it takes to fit into the hockey world?
We've got the crowd rolling in behind us. Look, you can even see...
you guys love Ryan Leslie, eh? He's huge in Toronto now.
Look at it. I think it's more about McDavid, but the signage is rolling in, and certainly lots of Leaf fans pouring in behind us as well. Paul Langlois will be with us momentarily. Kenny Reid in conversation talking about the next one, his latest book. You've signed it for me. Thank you. And I think you got one for Paul as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Let me talk to you a little bit about your career and how it kind of got going, because maybe like a lot of players, you were a bit of a journeyman as well. You were out west. You are from out east.
Yes.
And here you are in the big smoke.
Well, one thing scouts do, they remind me, honestly, they remind me of young broadcasters, young wrestlers, and young comedians, because they have to go anywhere for their first gig, and they're doing it for next to nothing. There's guys in this book that hitchhiked to their first gig in the OHL. My first gig out of school was the play-by-play man for the Dartmouth Olin Exports, the Maritime Junior A Hockey League on Access Cable 10, and my payment was 2 slices of Pizza Delight. It's some good. You can just ask Jimmy Flynn. And that was it. So I volunteered, and then after a few months, I got hired. There's O-Dog. Then after a few months, I got hired as the play-by-play guy and the community news guy for, I think it was 14 grand a year. It was $8 an hour, 32 hours a week. Big bucks, right? There's a guy with a Cape Breton Oilers shirt on. Look at that. I like that. That's not bad at all. So Cape Breton used to be in that league.
Yes.
Dartmouth Olin Exports. And like a good scout, I was learning on the job. I was paying my dues. And from there, I went to A-Channel Calgary for 4.5 years.
That's where I met you.
Yeah. Got a call one day to go see if I wanted to go to Ottawa. I said no. And then I quoted them a number, and they said yes. And I said, I guess I'm moving to Ottawa. Suitcase was there for 2 years. Yeah, I'm getting into Mike Sillinger territory here, John Sim territory. Then from Ottawa to Edmonton for almost 3 years, and then here to Toronto, where I worked for just about everybody, and luckily ended up at Sportsnet almost 15 years ago. So like a good scout, I logged many a mile. Like a good wrestler and a good stand-up, many a mile. And luckily for me, I'm still getting paid to do what I do, and I'm making more than $8 an hour right now, which is good.
Best stop was where?
Oh, man. They were all fun, but I think for me the best stop was Calgary, because it was my first real gig. And when I say real, I wasn't working for Channel 10 anymore. I was no longer Channel 10 Ken. All due respect, Access Cable. But to get my first media pass for the NHL and to be able to walk in the Saddle Dome and cover the Calgary Flames was a real thrill. But it's funny, as you've been doing it for now, I guess close to 30 years, you think the bad times are really bad, but I look back on them now, doing play-by-play in Junior A. It was a riot. Like, it was so much fun. I didn't eat that well, but I drank well, and I had a good time. But
well, wait a minute. As I recall, A-Channel was right beside Cowboys in Calgary, so it was all about location.
Oh, A-Channel in Calgary, yeah. We weren't paid a ton, but we had side benefits, side door Cowboys, side door Kayleys. That was really good, and they always treated us very well. Shout out, Mr. Vickers.
I want to give you an opportunity to talk. Well, Paul's on his way. Just an opportunity to talk a little bit about the matchup itself. You're watching both of these teams on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
Both teams expect to have better seasons that they're having, which kind of sets the table for a good one tonight.
It does. I liken both these teams. It's just kind of, when a kid's track meet, the kid in the first meet, he's running against the guys he knows he's going to beat, and he's not running that hard.
Okay.
In the semifinals, he runs a little harder, and then the finals, he just blows everybody out. I think that's where the Oilers are. I think the Oilers are really picking it up. I think the Oilers have turned their corner. Now, it's going to be interesting without Skinner now, who is playing really well. Now you got Tristan Jarry coming. But I think the Oilers are over that hump. I don't think the Leafs have gotten over that hump yet. To me, the Leafs are a playoff team. But there's something missing. I don't know what it is, but right now they're not there yet. But they need to turn that switch soon because these 3-point games are killers.
Well, they are, but they're also getting points in their last handful of games, which I think is really impressive when you think about the start, the whole. I mean, you look at the way separation has to take place in this division, it's downright impossible.
You have to put together streaks of four or five in a row and clean 2-point wins so your opponent's not getting the point. I mean, the other night against San Jose, you got to shut that down. I'm sorry, you have to, but Tampa Bay, they're absolutely rolling now, and when you're giving away points, it doesn't seem much, but they all add up. But the Leafs have yet to find their groove, but I think they will. I think they are a playoff team, but something's missing right now, but it should start clicking for them, because I think if they look at the Oilers, they go, okay. To me, like the Oilers and the Leafs are very similar, right? I always say the Oilers are kind of like the Leafs of the West, but they're over their hump, but I'm waiting for Toronto to get over theirs.
I always think about, and I've talked to other players who've been to the Stanley Cup final, Kenny, and picking yourself up off the mat after you don't win it is really hard. The Oilers have had to do that a couple of times now, and you can understand slow starts. You can understand wake me when it matters. Toronto, you can apply that as well from a standpoint of wake me when it matters. Their fan base wants it to be the postseason today, every day, just when it gets. You got to enjoy the ride. Easier to say than to exactly do, but I just wonder, you know, if we get to a point where both these teams find their stride, I kind of wonder, you know, can this fan base enjoy this ride?
I don't think this fan base enjoys anything until they get to the playoffs. Yeah. I mean, the playoffs are all that matters right now. Regular season, I don't think matters at all. I love you too. Thanks, Dad. I think fans are more than happy to watch Austin Matthews score 30 goals and have success in the playoffs and see him score 50. It's just been a buzzkill here the last few postseasons. So,
Which it made it.
I mean, to me, you build two teams. You build the team to get you there in the regular season, then you get the team to win in the postseason. But the problem is, you got to get to the postseason because it's like we say, these 3-point games. It's not easy at all.
Okay, I think our guest has arrived. Yes, Mr. Paul Langlois in the house tonight. That's fantastic. The crowd's starting to file in behind us, and we've got Paul. Yeah, come on in. Yes, we brought wine. We've got oversized hats. How are you? Nice to see you.
Sorry, I ran all.
Don't worry. Hey, nice to see you. Yes.
What's up, buddy? How are you,
Remember
Paul?
Ken?
Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, good to see you, buddy.
Look at this. You guys have a little history. You know each other.
Look at this. 5:55. He comes running through the front door smiling.
Beautiful.
I saved that line for your arrival. How are you, buddy?
We'll get you a mic here.
Stuck on the
I
gardener?
am well,
Stuck on
actually.
the gardener?
Rather,
Song in there, isn't there?
I think there is.
Yeah?
Yeah, a
Stuck on
bit
the
of a
gardener with you.
stressful journey here, but that's okay. That's Toronto for you.
Yes, well, the Paul Langlois Band, member of the Tragically Hip, we're so pleased to have you. Thanks for doing this.
Oh, I'm honored to be here. I've been checking out your.
So you're the
show,
one.
and you have
you.
a lot of funny people on
Well,
here.
we've had a lot of great guests.
It's like Oprah of Canada now, this
That's
guy.
right,
He's
yeah.
coming right on.
Nice.
Thanks for doing this. Let's get right to it. What are you doing these days? I can look at some. You're still performing. You're still. Are you still writing?
Yes. So, yeah, like the last couple of summers, we played 7 or 8 festivals. My band.
Yeah.
Oh, there I am. Anyway, it's called the Paul Langlois Band. I'm going to go back to just Paul Langlois.
Okay.
Same band.
Sure.
They don't mind.
No.
But Paul Langlois Band sounds like a wedding band to me, and just kind of started bothering me. But we just finished a record, and it's all mastered and everything, and we'll probably start streaming it a bit end of February, and then put it out probably end of March, and try and do some summer shows. I only like outdoor festivals. I mean, we played plenty of places in the hip.
Yeah, the road and
I'm
you.
done with the van and
Yes.
all that.
Well, we got a little glimpse into that with that fantastic documentary that was released a short time ago.
Yeah.
I said to Kenny today when we were talking, just within a minute, I had tears because it took me back to a certain time and place. I had a chance to see your band 15 times.
Yeah.
And back then, me and my buddies were following you around, convoys, 10 cars deep, and we were going to everything.
Yeah.
And that really took me back to a really special time in this country. It was just magical. When you look back and you look at that documentary,
Well,
what do you
I
see?
couldn't. I went to the premiere. Was here in the Toronto at TIFF at the
Yeah.
Toronto Film Festival, and I left halfway through. There was an intermission, and I went next door for a couple of pints because I just thought it's going to be better for you emotionally because I know how it ends, and I hadn't really seen the whole thing. None of us had. I mean, we got like little tastes of it, but anyway, yep. So, but I finally did the following summer, so 8 months later, finally sat down to watch it with my wife Joanne, and she starts crying right away, like you said, and I was just like, okay, I wasn't prepared for that, and
It
yeah,
touched
I mean,
you that way.
yeah, it's Mike Downey, Gord's older brother, did a beautiful job, and his team of telling the truth and making it honest and not like a puff piece kind of thing. So, no, I really like it, and we're very relieved that people think it's good because it would be a nightmare if I wouldn't be sitting right here if I
Well,
wouldn't go out of the house
no,
if it was bad.
It really brought me back, Kenny. I'm sure for you as well. Like
Oh
this
my God.
was the fabric, right, of the country.
Yeah.
Our youth, that time period.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the last time I saw you play was, all name drop, was at Wendell's Cottage out on the dock. It's beautiful. You're just playing solo. What's it like to play a stadium like this, where I saw you with my mom's Sweet Marie through the final time on the final tour, to play Wendell's Dock and playing your own stuff and playing some hip stuff? What's the biggest difference for you other than, people...
It's way more pressure
Yeah.
doing something like Wendell's Dock.
Yeah.
And when it's just me with an acoustic, it's way more pressure than playing with the hip. Like playing with the hip never bothered me. I mean, I was stage right, so, if you're looking on the left side and like a winger or something, and, to be kind of front and center, I dread those kind of situations. I enjoy them when they
Right.
happen, but not until they happen.
Okay.
And I really just talk to myself, and I'm just like, why did you say yes to this? Why would you? What were you thinking? Anyway, I end up having fun. And
So if you dread it, Paul, why do you do it?
I don't know, because I know I like the actually during and after. And I just figure I should stay in it and keep getting up to stuff like the other guys in the band get up to stuff. And we're not playing. We have made a decision officially that we're not getting another singer. And so we don't play together anymore, even though we're still very good friends and we talk all the time. So everyone gets up to their own little things. And it's fun. It's fun to do.
Well, we are going to wrap inside Scotiabank Arena. We're going to continue the conversation on all of our platforms here. Paul's going to stick around. Kenny as well. Lots to get to. But thank you for tuning in inside the arena. Enjoy the game between the Oilers and Leafs tonight. There's so many places I could go with this. I can remember going back to those roadside attraction tours and the madness across the country in the 90s.
You had hair then. You were stellar cool.
Thick. Great flow back then. But, it just brought up... Oh, yeah. I'll show you some photos later.
He was
tight.
cool. He was super cool.
It was wild. But you mentioned, like, when you were on stage with those guys, you never probably felt any of it. Do you have a sense, after all these years, a lot of times you talk to athletes, maybe when it's over, I'll understand the milestones. I'll appreciate it later. What's something that you appreciate now from the peak and the height that maybe you didn't really know then and you appreciate more so now?
Well, it's funny because you mentioned it. Roadside attraction, we did that 1993, 95, and 97. And the reason we took, it was every other year is because it was the most complicated thing we've ever had to be part of. Choosing the bands and the venues were all kind of Ottawa Speedway and just crazy sort of setup bands. Markham was crazy.
July 1st.
Yeah.
We were animals watching you guys back then. The mosh pits were not a safe place to roll.
Yeah, it was. And you know what? We put ourselves up against it because, the first tour we were going on after Midnight Oil, which is probably one of our heroes, but also one of the most dynamic live bands that there ever was. And then the next one was we're going on after Ziggy Marley. And he's got 20 people up there, kids, and just having a party. And so we really, and then Sheryl Crow on the last one had to go on after her.
I remember
and
that.
she's singing all these huge hits.
Monster hits.
So it was on purpose to put ourselves up against it. Can we go out there and do this? And, that I think that was really the height of our experience and one of our bigger achievements with our manager, Jake Gould, to just, you know, succeed in all the organization and the complications, and it was great. Yeah.
Do you remember when the lyrics from Gord came here for 50 Mission Cap, Bill Barocco and everything? And it's, oddly enough, it's just right over there. And we've got this hockey card we wanted to show you from when Barocco scored that.
Oh, great.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, yeah.
Hold that up. I don't know.
Well, I was with him when he got that hockey card, and we were in like an apartment of ours, not of mine and Gord's, but me and my girlfriend at the time, now my wife. And he was like, hey, I got this card, and I think I'm going to sort of attach it to a song, you know. We all were coming up with riffs all the time. And then he just read the card. It was kind of, I mean, he added the 50 Mission Cap, but Bill Barocco disappeared that summer. It's just he's just reading the card. And I thought that was genius. Mm-hmm. And my dad was connected to Bill Barocco because he was a Habs fan, but he lived up north, and that's where Bill had gone fishing with his dentist friend. And all summer long, planes were flying over looking for, the Bill Barocco and his dentist. And there were a lot of rumors that he had defected to Russia that summer, so summer of '62. And everyone was saying, no, he defected. He's in Russia. And
that's
then
wild.
They finally found the wreckage, sadly.
Yeah.
But at least it kind of, there's some closure there.
What came? It's fun you mentioned, like, Gord said, I got this hockey card, you had this riff. What usually came first, the lyrics or the riff, or did they coincide?
No, usually the riff.
Okay.
Yep. So because we all wrote together, and everyone wrote, so we just go around the circle, all five of us, and we'd play something. We'd prepare for this. We knew we were going in, and so everyone would come in with 3 or 4 song ideas. And in general, except for Gord's own song ideas, that would be music and lyrics at the same time. But in general, it was kind of like he's just flipping through his notebooks and trying to find something that sticks.
When did the chemistry come? Was it right away?
Yeah, we always had chemistry. The chemistry came from live clubs, and we knew that we could turn on a room. We just knew that. So we knew, especially if we had a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay, Thursday's going to be a bit slow, but then they're all going to tell their friends, like in Cornwall or random.
The Misty Moon.
Misty Moon, Halifax.
There you go.
Dartmouth, too. And, London, Ontario was a big spot for us, and we're playing a chicken wing place. And, it's which we didn't used to love, when people are eating. But, okay, Friday it gets more full, and then Saturday it's packed because everyone's kind of like, wow, they're a crazy, really good band. And do you believe this guy?
Yeah, what's that guy doing up there?
Gord was, I mean, he just lost himself in the music, and he was a great, great dancer. Mm-hmm. So in the early days, he would kind of dance. I mean, he developed his stage thing, and he did a lot more than dance. All the
the mic stand stuff,
all that.
And he used to give it like on stage. Was he picking you up, or he was carrying you, or he was doing it was, and then you shut him down after a while.
I did, yeah. That was I'm a Werewolf, baby.
That's right.
They wanted me to play the shaker, and I'm like, well, I play guitar, I don't play the shaker. And
I can play the shaker.
He had this idea to attack me, and so he'd actually run full speed, and he was a good athlete, and way bigger than me, like way taller. And he would just tackle me right off the stage. Stage could be this high, I don't know if you can see how high it is, but 4 feet high. And but he was able to kind of protect me. So I would just look this way and not pretend I don't see him coming and try not to wince. But we did that a bunch, and people liked it. And then finally I was just like, okay,
Uncle,
I want to play guitar on this song. And can we stop? And he was kindly said, okay, we'll stop.
What are you most, it's a generic question that I'm sure you get asked a lot, but what are you most proud of in your career and involved with the band? Or maybe it was a song, a lyric, or an accomplishment, or a moment. What for you would you look back and say, all right, well, that's one that means the most to me? Maybe it was a friendship, a conversation, somebody you met on the road. I don't know where you would go with that, but something you look back and go, I'm most proud of. That's the feather in my cap.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many, so I
Sure.
can just say, if I'm just going to pick one, for some reason, Rush just sprang into my head. And, to gain the respect of a band that we kind of almost modeled ourselves after, because they did their own thing. They owned their lights, and they were obviously doing their own thing. We really looked up to them, and then we ended up opening for them, and then meeting them a bunch of times, and then becoming friends, and having them. That Getty is in the documentary, saying nice things about Alex is just a beauty. Neil was a beauty, and it's just unbelievable to me that that happened. That we got to know Rush when we saw them when they were kids playing the Kingston Memorial Center. It's kind of like, oh my God, we know them now.
That's what always freaks me out about my profession is I know Ron McLean, and Ron knows my name, and now I know you and you know my name because we've done a few things together.
Yeah.
Did it take you a while, because I know it did for me, to accept that you were worthy of this kind of company and worthy of being, I don't want to say an esteemed member, but you fit in. You're here because you belong. Did that take a while? Because for me, it used to freak me out. I'm like, how do they know my name?
Yeah. Well, for a while, I was the new guy in the hip, right? Because I replaced a sax player, Davis Manning. He was 40, and they were all 20. And Davis wanted to hit the road, and they were all in university, so that wasn't going to happen. And so anyway, I replaced Davis eventually. And so I was the new guy, and I was quite sensitive about being called the new guy by the other guys. So I shut that down very early. And then...
Get ahead of it.
I got way ahead of it. And... talk about flow. I had a lot of hair back then.
Great hair.
You did.
But anyway, I shut that down, and I carved out a role. I chiseled it out because I just knew. And what I did was I kept it simple so that I didn't make mistakes. So I wasn't playing like crazy sort of riffs. I mean, gradually I could, complicate them more and more, but just always try and serve the song. So it became obvious pretty quickly to those four guys and to me that, hey, I'm in this.
You were up and down the wing, keeping it simple.
Yeah, and I was good enough, and so then after that, I just always had confidence in the hip. So it was kind of like the group it wasn't like Paul Langlois kind of, look at me.
Yeah.
It was just like we were very aware that we wanted to be the best band around. We wanted to be the best live band around, and we have to keep writing songs. And so we just stuck to that. And so, but yeah, all the bonuses of kind of running into people, hockey players, I mean, they were playing our tunes in the dressing room. And so we were so lucky to be hockey fans and actually meet these guys and just like, oh my God.
That must have blown you away, knowing that there was a real fit. We only got a couple moments left, but just knowing that you and hockey, your band and hockey, are still to this day synonymous. That must just be hit on another whole other level.
Yeah, well, Scott Lawton.
Yeah.
I mean, he plays the hip, and I read this little story a couple of years ago, and he's doing well. Anyway, that's always been an honor, and that we were a part of that. And we would play these arenas, and we'd get the arena the night before if the timing worked out, and we'd play the Crew, the band against Crew.
Imagine.
It's just been excellent.
Can I give you one more self-promoting hockey note? I wrote this book, and 38 years old came up in it because there's a scout in the book, and 12 Melbourne broke loose, 73 Millhaven maximum security, 38 years old. He was the psychologist at that prison when the breakout happened. So when he tells people about this, everyone will say 38 years old. So that's how cool you guys have just transcended the game. I love it.
Never kissed a girl. All right, we got to wrap, but we are having every guest sign this oversized hat. I got a blue Sharpie for this one, if you don't mind. We're going to auction that off for charity at the end of the season, so thank you for signing that. We've got a couple of bottles from the Tragically Hip, fully, completely a bottle of vino here, if you don't mind signing that. Kenny, want to thank you for being with us.
Oh, buddy.
Good luck with the book. You can catch Hockey
Honor.
Scouts, Remote Rinks, and Hidden Talent. The next one, Ken Reid's 8th book. Where can we find this before the holidays?
In fine bookstores everywhere and on Amazon.ca.
1999. Listen, best of luck with it, Kenny. And the gold Sharpie for the wine, if you don't mind, if that's all right. And we'll get out of here, and we'll say thank you, Paul, so much. We know you got family here
Thanks
with you.
for having me, Ryan.
Enjoy the contest tonight.
We're going to enjoy the game.
This will be
Can't
great.
wait.
Gentlemen, thank you. And thank you for tuning in to Unsportsmanlike content.
Thanks,
It's
buddy.
the
Always great
Oilers
seeing you.
and the Leafs tonight from Scotiabank Arena. Enjoy the game, everybody.
Scars!